Greetings and welcome back everyone to a rather grim sight. We're stood beneath a hanging tree. Scattered between the roots are the bracelets of twine and bead, wilting flowers and notes half creased in the rain. Right, well, in this episode, we're going to be taking a level. In the last, we learned that we're a watcher. How we became a watcher, I don't know. Maybe we always were. Maybe it was as a result of something that happened to us. But let's go ahead and take our levels. What happened to your hair? I'm sure you had long hair in your portrait. Right. Well, you've already got loads of lore, and it's going to cost 4 points to level up, so I'm not really particularly interested in that. Let's get you a little bit of all of these. Let's go for a little bit more in that as well. I guess we can keep this. I'm hoping we can. As for spells, remaining 2. Well, as far as I saw, you didn't have any level 2 spells. Bewildering Spectacle creates a bizarre and perplexing visual distraction, confusing enemies in the area of effect. Binding Web pins a resilient, vicious web throughout the area of effect, reducing movement for all affected. Bulwark against the elements. Creates a mystical shield around the casters, suffusing them with bonuses to burn, freeze, corrode, and shock damage. Combusting Wounds causes enemy wounds in the area of effect to ignite, inflicting additional burn damage over time each time they're wounded. Ooh, that might be quite nice. Conceal Hut's Corrosive Siphon eats away at the target's spirit, inflicting corrosive damage and converting that essence into endurance for the caster. Ooh. It's kind of a lifesteal there. Curse of Blackened Sight blinds the enemies. Fetid Caress. The targeted becomes paralyzed, afflicted with boiling pustules of foul-smelling liquid that erupt from their skin, sickening to those nearby. Ooh. Sickened. What does Sickened do? A sickened character has all attributes reduced by 1. Fortitude and Will are reduced by 10. Possibly. Infused with Vital Essences. Infuse the caster with Vitality, giving them a temporary increase in current and maximum endurance. Merciless Gaze. The caster becomes able to see an enemy's weakness and vulnerabilities as though they were physically tangible, increasing the chance of landing a critical hit. No, we won't be going for that. Miasma of Dull-Mindedness. Inflicts penalties of Perception, Intellect, and Resolve. Mirrored Image. Creates a duplicate of the caster to distract enemies, granting high deflection bonus, which is reduced with each hit taken. Necrotic Lance. Creates a lance of pure necrotic energy, causing corrode damage instantly over time. So target, 37 to 48 corrode. And corrode damage, 17.7 corrode damage over 6.5 seconds. Ooh. Ray of Fire. Creates a scorching ray of flame between the caster and the target, inflicting continual burn damage to the target and anyone caught in the ray. And Rolling Flames. Creates a rebounding ball of fire, inflicting burn damage upon anyone in its path. I think we'll go with Conceal Horst's Corrosive Siphon and Necrotic Lance. Note new talents unlocked. Well, that's fair enough. Let's go ahead and edit. Oh, is that already in there? Oh, fantastic. That actually works out quite well. Right then, we want more mechanics. Quite important, that one. And I'm going to say some more for athletics as well. I would like to take mechanics up to another level, but we'll go with stealth instead. This actually isn't too bad. And, we get a new one for our level 1s. We could go with, at the sight of the comrades, the hearts grew bold. Dull the edge, blunt the point. Thick grew their tongues, stumbling o'er words. No, we'll go with dull the edge, blunt the point, I think. Okay. Fantastic, we can edit our chants. I approve. Let's pop that one over here as well. Okay. I would like to try and keep that up constantly. So we'll have another one there rather than going straight into that one. Okay. I like it. Right, well, that is our levels taken. There's also something over here I want to try and get. Let's gather up this. Oh, can we not go out there? That's a bit of a shame.
17 and a half.
What? Smell of pipe smoke, at once earthly and sweet, winds its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-coloured hair leaning against a mossy rock wall, his pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. No, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
I like you. What are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Fair enough. Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Eder. So do the people around here. Might as well be 19.
Oh, okay. He looks you up and down.
Put you much higher than 22, 23 tops.
Egats.
You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
Well, I'm not sure I'd go that far, but yeah, I guess, maybe. What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you a moment, his brow arch, a smirk broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Radric, that's a bit harsh. You probably shouldn't speak that way. No wonder they think they peg you for 19. You know, maybe he'd appreciate that. Impossible, I don't drool half as much. Ha! So you're already familiar. Still, you'll have to forgive my curiosity. Around here, we prefer to turn a blind eye to our dead. Do you know what a watch? I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. But I think my character would probe.
Careful, friend. Let's not use that word round here.
Oh, okay. He does know it.
Any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here. Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be.
Oh, I suppose that's going to happen quite a lot.
Seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
None taken. You think you're going to be hanged? No, I'll just say none taken. That was genuinely my response. Good. They don't mean it personal when they hang folks here. I have to remind myself.
The town's had it in for me for a long time.
Wow.
Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up
Ah.
there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
The war? Saints' War. Only one in my lifetime. Fella decides he's the living incarnation of Eothes. Overthrows Redgrace. Marches on Deerwood. So we gave him a Deerwoodian hello. What's a Deerwoodian hello?
We blew him up.
I like that. He smiles at this, but it's the smile of one recounting a joke for effect rather than the enjoyment. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to ask who Eothes is. I've already got an idea that it's a god. I had other questions. Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Well, that's a fairly simple answer. Redrick sent men down here the other day. Said they had it on good authority someone in town was working with Kolsk, plotting Redrick's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward. So Swithin, that's my headman, he steps up and says it was him. They took him at his word. Well, that's a remarkably brave thing to do. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes fixed on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later. If not for plotting against Redrick, then for protecting me. What does your town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Vathus worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, Owns a temple to him, to give you some idea.
Right, okay.
Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back.
My condolences.
After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the Legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me.
And now they've hanged him. Right.
Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Raedric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Alof glances at you and lowers his voice. You can see why I was eager to leave. Who's Kolsk? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. If you're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? He gives us half smile. Drinking, mostly. I really like you, Eder. Point of fact, I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Waidwin's legacy started with Waidwin. We could travel together. You don't have to be alone. Where are you headed? Some place called Caed Nua. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath.
Not that we're saying it with a hush on our breath right now.
A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before.
Wow.
Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger. And a strange one at that.
What?
But
me? Strange?
truth be told,
No.
You might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
There's a fine reason if ever I heard one.
All right, then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
Tilts his head forward and gives you a pointed look. Let's get going. Hey! We're up to 3 party members now. Fantastic! Are you a fighter, by any chance? You've got a stupid amount of health. Okay, let's have a quick look at you. It looks like Eder is actually a fighter, by the looks of it. And his abilities at the very least. Yeah, level 3 fighter. You've got a defender. The fighter adopts a more conservative combat strategy, concentrating on defending incoming attacks. The fighter receives a bonus to deflection and increases his or her number of engagement targets to 3, but at the expense of attack rate. Ooh. Now, engagement targets, you may have noticed, I don't know if I actually singled it out. Sometimes when someone engages, they've got a little line drawn between the circle at their feet to the circle at an enemy's feet. There'll be little jagged marks on the inside of the circle, kind of like measuring marks. And that means you're engaged. If you draw back from combat when you're engaged, your enemy will get a free attack. Now, normally you can only engage one enemy at a time, but if he can go into a stance where he can engage up to 3, kind of tangles them down. Because if they try to leave him, he gets a free attack on them, so they might be disinclined to do so. I like that, but he will lose 20% of his attack speed in order to do it. Still, that is actually pretty cool. Yeah, we're going to have that turned on. You're going to be our tank from now on. Okay, well, what other gear do you have? Saint's War Armor, medium armor, okay. You've got a regular cape, fair enough. I'm going to give this to you since you're going to be our tank. I could give you the torch as well, actually. But kind of, if you're being a tank, I don't want you to have a torch. What kind of shield is this? Medium shield, 12 -4. Same as that. Let's give you a helmet. We'll give you a metal helm. Don't think it makes that much difference. There we go.
I'm here.
Alright. Well, that's actually pretty cool. Let's see, what else have we got? We've got some houses up there. Maybe we can go check out. Got a couple of places we could go down here. Road west. We've got Aufra's house. Got a couple of places over here. The windmill. The Ingrode house. And we've got Black Hammer Smithy. And Road east. Road west. Road north. Alright, well, we'll check out these houses before we head out. There's a village over there. Let me go and have a word with them. Hello. Used to have a lot more fortune. Tell has come through. Lord Riedrich has had us chase him off. Very well. Wielding a single one-handed melee weapon, something or other. I do wish those would load and then let me press a button when I'm ready to move on if they're going to put information there. There's a cat. Hello, cat. I can't talk to the cat. I'm not sure what I expected it to say. Dark Souls has taught me that cats can all talk. They just don't let us know. A Derudian woman is standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Hello.
Well, finally, I was starting to think the woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? I just arrived in Gilded Vale. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Yeah, it's nice and personable. Were you with one of the caravans? She looks at you hopefully. Master Odima's by chance? Oh, no. Yes, I was. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. Let's be careful with this. Let's just double check this. Why do you ask? My sister, Kalisha, is travelling with one of the caravans. She sent a letter before she came. Said she was going to pay her way by working as a guard for the caravan master. She always was a tough one. I don't suppose you've seen her on the road. Or the caravan, perhaps? It's Master Odima's. This is... The caravan was attacked and we escaped, but Kalisha was caught in the Beerwick. I was with the caravan. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. This is hard. How do I make this as gentle as I can? I think I would rather spare her the gory details. And that just sounds a bit callous. I'll just say Kalisha didn't make it. Aufra covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kalisha was always so certain she could take on any danger. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry. Stranger, I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Aufra's face crumples, and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. Why did you send for Kalisha? I'm not going to ask that. It might cause her to feel even more responsible. Kalisha mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. Quit your snivelling. How are you going to raise a child if you're this... Really? I mean, there's a certain truth to it. I mean, these are dark times, but still, her bloody sister, she's meant to be upset. Kalisha mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. I think that's what Kalisha would want, and I feel indebted. She did try to help me from not dying. Aufra looks at you with some surprise before dabbing at her nose with a sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favour. She wipes at her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kalisha as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. You know what? I'm starting to think it's that machine. Something to do with it, because it sucked the soul out of those 3 guys, and they looked like there was more souls than that coming from elsewhere to go into the machine. Perhaps it's sucking the souls out of everything nearby. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Riedrich, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavour, she sniffs. With my Hathort gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I hope Kalisha could help me. They say Ranga, an old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being hollowborn, but she moved south to Anslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else, now with Kalisha gone. Please, can you help? King Wayfarers, Gold-Packed Knights. Oh, that's interesting. So if you were a paladin, you could do that. It's a long ways to go. What's in this for me? What a horrible thing. I'll think about it if I ever head that way. I'm not one for charity. Handle this yourself. No. This is as much a request from my dying companion as it is from her sister. No, we'll definitely go there. I'll find Ragnar for you. She blinks, eyes wide. You will? Oh, gods bless you. Here, I'll give you the coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashioned out of, well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. Anzalog's Compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She clasps her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both. She sets a hand on his stomach, smiling through her tears. Well, I would love to know how close you are to giving birth, because then I'd be able to judge how long I can spend, but I'm not going to ask that. We'll make it a high priority. Okay, what is our map like? If we go to the world, where do we need to be? Well, it's kind of going in the right direction. Where... can I not see it? It's to the south, apparently. Maybe around here? Mentioned a bay. We'll probably have to see. But okay. That's one side quest picked up. Let's actually check on our journal. Bring Eder to speak with Mirwald and a mother's plea. Anzalog Compass and speak to Mother Ranga. Gildevale met Kalisha's sister Alpha after is expecting child and is worried that she too will give birth to a hollowborn, as have many unlucky women before her. She had asked me to travel south to Anzalog's Compass, where I can find Ranga, a midwife who is said to know a way to ensure that Alpha's child obtains its soul. I will do my very best. Oh, Kalisha! Now, what have we got over here? Nothing in this house. Oh, apparently, yes, there is something in this house. Here I was, thinking that it would have nothing. Gold Rot Chew. Minus 80... oh, wow, okay. That's actually pretty cool. Let's take all. Let's also investigate. I was expecting this not to have anything in the houses that didn't have names above them. Ooh, okay. I think we're going to leave these ones for now. I'm not going to steal from them. But there are so many people that we can come and talk to at some point. Is that what all of the other houses are going to be like? Because if so, I'll probably give them a wide berth. Villager. These guys look too interesting to be... yeah. You've got a pipe. Well played. But they look too interesting to be regular villagers. And we can't get in there. Very well. Let's head down. Ooh. Villager. Used to have a lot more fortune tellers come through. Lord Riedrich has chased them all off. Oh, that's what's going to happen. We'll check on the mill. And, ooh, there's also a plant over there. But ooh, wait. What just happened there? We know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. A muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through that door gets a shot between the eyes. Gods, hear me. Swainer, I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads. But we'll be back, Trumbull, and we'll have fair prices, or by the flame we'll have a reckoning. Oh, okay. Investigate the feud? Perhaps. Rightio, let's check that one out. Against the grain. Some of the farmers in Gilded Vale claim that Trumbull, the miller, is withholding grain. The hungry farmers are on edge, and it seems likely the solution will escalate. The situation, rather. Okay, well, I'll check on that, but first, we'll go grab this plant. I can't see this mill really doing much of anything. I'm just going to put that out there now. That is one broken windmill. Please don't put a shot between my eyes. That's all I ask. An elder man stands before you. His relatively stocky build suggests a life of labour. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grasp. Get back, if you value your life. Resolve 14. I don't need that. Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates and lowers the club. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swain has already got his claws into you. Gods, that's all I need. We can ask what the ruckus was. Thought you could use some help. Those people out there seem pretty angry. I don't like being threatened. Who's Swainer? I'll just introduce myself. That seems like the most polite thing to do. My name is Glindur. I've only just arrived in Gilded Vale. Trumbull shakes his head. You picked a bad time to come visiting. Gilded Vale's had all of its shine scraped off. Just a big dung heap now, and Swainer thinks he's king of it. They're all of them mad. That's what all the ruckus. What was all the ruckus about outside? Where to begin? Swainer's whipped them up into a froth, going on about the grain stores. Claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound on the west side of town for ale, and Swainer and his lot sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way into town. The crop's blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers, Trumbull gestures to sacks and containers, it's gone off, rotted through. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling after things he has no right to. Maybe I should go have a talk with Swainer then. Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. Trumbull frowns. It's not. He pauses. Look, Swainer's always been a rotten bastard. With stores so limited, maybe I save the good stuff for people who deserve it. Aufra, for instance. She's expecting a child. Shall I let her starve instead? Do the villagers know about the grain supply? Trumbull looks embarrassed. Some. The innkeeper, for instance. It's better not to worry anyone. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. If we can just keep things calm until then, we'll be in the clear. The innkeeper? Trumbull winces. I wouldn't drink the ale, is all I'm saying. Okay. Maybe I ought to go have a talk with Swainer then. The miller all but sags with relief. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll all have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it, if you can convince him. Oh, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. I'm afraid. Let's have a look at this, though. A rancid stench rises from this grain. It's mushy and mottled with green. Okay, that's not good. But thanks for the tip on not drinking the beer. It's just unfortunate that I bought some. We've got a villager here. Where will I find Ingrod's house? Where will I find Swainer's house? There's a crate. Oh, is this made with the rotted grain? I do not know. And I fear. You can have that, though. You can have these. There we go. Right, well, we're in another house. Are these... Oh, they are NPCs that we can actually interact with. They're not just background NPCs. I say not just. This game wouldn't be here without the background NPCs, but that's a lot of reading for a Let's Play. But I'm going to wrap the episode up here for now. I do hope you've been enjoying. We've had a few revelations in this episode, and we've got a new companion as well. In the next, we will probably finish off talking to the villagers, possibly try and resolve the feud between the miller and Swainer, and then head off to the south, more than likely. But that's it for now. So until then, and as always, do take care.